Two Chagres gentlemen collected us with their dugout canoe at a clearing along Chagres River. Sometimes our canoe danced against the rushing current, grazing its hull where water barely covered a sort of live rocky mosaic. The men's skillful maneuvers tickled your inner child because you knew that you were embarking on an adventure. And when there was no such drama and we glided along calmly, the pristine green hushed you. It seemed sacrilegious to speak. Once landed, we saw people like any others, but in an environment so unlike the Western world that theirs had a specialness. This was our semi-enclosed house. It had no doors, and the walls did not entirely surround its space. The single access to this well-elevated house was a log with dugout steps that rested against the side of the house. It can be pulled up at night, something we did not do. In this calm place, our high-stress internal clocks began to unwind, and we felt the burden of our city lives. We needed rest. But afraid to miss anything, I drowsily draped myself against the riverbank to watch some children play and wash dishes. We chatted with a mother who sat close by, looking and laughing at the banter between her two children. Usually Emberá clothing comes from fabric that they prepare from a particular tree bark. They showed us a sample that felt very durable. However, when this Emberá group left their original home in the deep Darien jungle, they faced governmental harvesting quotas on that tree bark. This colorful substitute is Japan imported. Now they find it quite expensive at approximately $17 and rising a piece. Later that evening, there was great family nightlife in the main assembly hall. Their percussion and wind instruments produced infectious rhythms. They even let us join to clap and dance amidst the flickering light of the leaping flames. Ooh, what a wonderful night! Like the Emberás, we slept next to each other on 4 soft mats laid out on the floor. I awakened first before dawn. It was easy to appreciate the beauty of the moonlight in a place that had no electric lights. As I lay on my mat, looking beyond my toes, I saw thick low-lying mist on the opposite mountainside. Here is a good view of the main assembly hut. As we walked through the community, people were already stirring, fixing their houses, the odd person passing, and this boy was playing marbles outside his hut. Finally, next to the rushing water on the far side of the canoe parking lot and watched over by majestic fauna, Marion and I found a quiet spot in which to meditate and commune with nature. We were later called for breakfast at a large kitchen and a dining hut. A lady offered us meat and fried wheat flour bread that we scooped up with our hands from an oval wooden plate. After an informative 10-minute speech by their designated PR person, they gave us 8-day plant-dyed tattoos. That was fun. Every day, the adult men and women hold quick and effective meetings to vote on their laws, promulgate information, and assign tasks. Apart from selling jewelry to tourists, many of them had worked under grueling conditions in mainstream plantations, so they now want their children to get Western education to eventually work in cities. I started to wonder about the permanence and purity of their civilization. A mainstream teacher lives with the Emberás for 4 days per week to expose these children to the city educational curriculum. This 65-year-old medicine man walked us barefooted through a nearby mountain to his garden pharmacy. He has numerous herbal remedies for common colds, sexual impotence, anesthesia, pain, and the list goes on. He was one of the founders of this Chagres Emberá community in the 1970s. He led his people here from the very deep Darien jungle. He is one of the oldest of about 100 inhabitants. The Emberás have no marriage restrictions. Previously, marriages were arranged. However, the consequent heartache inspired new laws that now allow relationships to be based on mutual affection. They often find partners in similar neighboring communities. Our weekend with the Emberás was a wonderful reprieve from the city wilderness that defines life for most of us.